Дорожный, наверное. Просто жалко, просто жалко.
Ничего страшного, переживем. Это переживем, не переживем, что страшно. Значит, страшно. Все страшное. Все страшное. Забудь. Мама это мама, мама родная, понимаешь? Больше ничего не надо на самом деле. Ну, значит, без любви одна. Ну согласись, что тут, где тут непонятно это может быть? Да, понимаю. Ну вот и все, старая дева, значит, все, да. Народ мне это не касается уже. Да. Ну, просто я так думаю, да. Не надо этого, не надо. Любовь-то лучше ведь надо, нет? Это хорошо. Любовь это плохо, от нее беременна, это потом дети, это не природно, это не здоровье, нет, это не здоровье, так должно быть. Не надо. Это надо съесть, потому что это надо есть. Потому что не может быть. Конечно, конечно. Не смиряйся, идешь дальше. Не смиряйся, и все. Ну, аккуратно тут, не бейся. Да. Гнева, седьмой день гнева. А откуда такая уверенность, что ты слова говоришь? Наоборот, нет, наоборот, и противники. наоборот, значит, да. Ладно, я не знаю, вас я уже, да. Все, уже говорю. Эта штука у меня... Реально бывает такая штука? А, вот она. Наоборот, ну, значит, меня... Куда ты думаешь, ты знаешь меня-то? Боец за идею, боец. Наверное. Вот это я понимаю. Да, может, я это не вспоминаю. О, наоборот, да наоборот. Ешьте. Вот он и есть. Ох, играешь здесь. Нет, серьезно, понимаешь, и это у меня тоже тема о моей судьбе. Ну, она поняла тебя, да. Жизнь такая тоже была. Больше это каппа там и прочее, да. Откуда это у меня вообще взялось? Че я такой урод, мам? Че я такой урод? Понимаешь? Нет, я не шучу даже, я серьезно. Понимаете? Ну да, ну ладно. Ну не в этом смысле, что... А может это связано же как-то, хотя не могу точно знать. Да. Обидела меня, я не должен был обижать. И да, себя не должен обижать, да. Родителям своим, да, вы понимаете. Ну согласен ты, что это работа, да, что это облегчает, как бы психика легче становится, как бы, да? Да. Еще на чем, да, вот надо убить, за деньги убить надо, если наоборот. Да. Надо убивать себя, просто говорит, да, убивать себя, говорит, надо мне, да, понимаете, да. Ну на это имело в виду. Да. Наоборот, столько наделала, говорит, добра всего, зла наделала мне, да, ну видел меня, говорит, наоборот, ты меня не любишь, не любил меня просто, все, я один такой злой, Вот я говорю, идеально мама, которая все время проводит с ребенком, который ему надо, правильно? Ну, то есть, пока ребенок сам такой не убежит, такой, ну, как-то так ведь, правильно? Ну, не знаю, а как ты думаешь, сам? Да. Чтобы любила себя, говорю, да. Вот это, наверное, да. Бездетный, я не понимаю. Да, чтобы любил себя. Ну, это есть, да. Боялся, что...
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Account Studio. Welcome to today's live stream. Today I'm going to be showing you basically the only book you'll ever read for the rest of your life if you choose to for advanced finger piano exercises. Advanced independent finger piano exercises. Sorry about that. This book right here. Alright, I know it's kind of reversed right here, but let me read it out loud. Exercises for Independence of the Fingers by Isidore Phillips. So, going to be kind of reviewing it. I'll give you some benefits, some cons, some ideas on how to practice, some advice that I would use if I was practicing on my own as well. And then, yeah, I think I'll try to wrap it up, make this a quick one. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. 1 second here. Okay, so just a little brief background on this book, and just briefest background ever. Isidore Phillips, he's kind of the important historical figure in piano technique. He might have even written some music. I don't really know too well, but this is the book that he was mainly known for. And actually, there's another one here as well. He wrote 2 of these, but in my opinion, you really only need one, unless you're kind of like a piano practice technique geek like I am. You can go ahead and get both of them as well. Anyway, and also I just want to make clear that you should not be attempting these exercises if you're starting out or a beginner, or even getting into the intermediate. I think it's going to be way beyond the scope of what you're going to be able to do. You really have to wait until you become more advanced to be able to tackle something like this. So it's just my opinion. I think if you try it out, it can cause a lot more harm than good. So yeah, I can't really tell you not to try it out, but yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. So now let's get into some of the benefits of this. The biggest benefit is that it's free. It's in the public domain. So I actually have these copies. I'd prefer to have something like in person. Sometimes I don't really like to read digital scores and whatnot. But I'll include links to both in the description below after the live stream is over. So if you want to download it for free online, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and purchase it, you can do that as well. I haven't really been checked in a while. There might not even be a link for this, but if I find one, I'll put it down there. So yeah, the benefit is free and it's online. The other thing is that it's what over. If I'm taking a look at this here, it's like over 20 pages of these exercises, and each page has about. I mean, some of these pages have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 20 exercises on one page. So if you do the math on that, that's a lot. So you'll never run out of anything. Enough exercises. In fact, there might be too many for you to choose from. The other thing is that it's useful because you're also able to transpose these to as many different keys. You can go through all the keys. That's what they suggest anyway. What he's suggesting here, practicing them in all the keys. So not just one key. If you know. But yeah, I guess you could kind of. I guess that's one of the hard things is being able to take this and transpose it in every single key. But since it's in a fixed position, it's really not that hard to do. The negative parts of this, the cons of this, is that it's not a quick fix. This thing, if you practice these, I think it'll take some time before you really start to reap the benefits. You want to think of it as kind of planting a seed or something like that. Poetic, right? The other thing is that it could get pretty repetitive, could get boring after time, although there are some things I can suggest to keep you from getting to that level. Other thing too is that each one of these exercises usually are within a fixed range, so you're just going to stay within, like usually like maybe an octave, maybe a little bit higher than an octave, so it's not like up and down on the keyboard like most repertoire. So it's in fixed positions, if you want to think of it that way. And you know, I'm not sure how much concrete evidence is out there that this actually is necessary to become really good. You can file this under, like for myself, it's something that I did. I can't really say that it helped, but I can't really say that it didn't help because I did a lot of these exercises anyway. I didn't go through the whole book, you know. At one point I was like, that's enough, I was getting tired of it, and I just stopped. But that's not to say I might not pick this up, you know, like maybe by the end of the year again, because doing this live stream is kind of inspiring me to maybe try it out one more time. And the other thing too is if you have the wrong approach, it could turn you into a very mechanical player. And the whole point of piano playing is not to play mechanically like a robot, like perfect notes and technique. Technique is not about playing perfect notes and the hard stuff out there and playing with rhythm and all that too. You want to be able to play like a human being, expressively, emotionally and all that. So this is something to help you get there, but if you do it the wrong way, you're just going to turn into a pretty robotic piano player. Now, how to practice, you have some instructions here as well. So if you just take the first one, I'm going to demo some of these for you. Let's go to the second page. Well, actually the first one right here. So if I'm taking the first series, right off the first page, here is basically this chord right here. And what he is telling you to do is, I mean, this first one here, you're holding down the thumb. All the keys, like so, right? All these different patterns. I haven't done this in 4 hours. I mean, the benefit is you get to know each key like really well as well. Let's do one more, maybe a couple more. So I'm looking at the second page.
А вам Дед Мороз тоже принесет подарки? Ну, конечно, принесет самое лучшее. Этот маме, а этот папе. Здравствуйте, детишки!
Здравствуй, дедушка!
Принимайте подарочки! Вау, настоящий киндер!
Now never, time to leave my perfect world be better. Lock me in that joke and hold the rhythm. Will you lead me to my freedom?
Freedom.
Fourth exercise. So I'm just going to hold this octave. This one is, you're playing the first 3 keys in the middle. Something like this. It's harder than it looks. Not if I hope I'm making it look easy, but all these different types of positions, right? If I flip on the head, and they're not all notes where you just hold one key. Like this one right here, I'm looking at the 11th page. You're playing, it's the same chord by the way, this right here. So we're playing the thumb, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he does specify certain tempos, but if you want to try this out, you definitely want to do very, very slow in the beginning until you get used to it. Let's do one more. This is number 16 off of this page. So here's 2, 1, 4, 5, 3. It's kind of a brain twister in a way. Yeah, so it could be kind of difficult to do, but look at this. We're 20 pages of this stuff, so you will never run out of stuff to practice. Yeah, some of them are at quicker tempos, some of them are at slower tempos, but you definitely want to avoid doing faster practice if it's starting to hurt. Avoid pain whatsoever. Just totally avoid it. Don't play with pain, period, okay? So that's how to practice. I didn't go into different key, both hands, by the way. That's just one hand. So if you took this, right, you could do parallel motion. That's contrary motion, going in opposite directions. If you do parallel. So yeah, you can do the left hand at the same time. You know, it might be a bit much in the beginning. So my advice would be to practice hands separately. So some more advice is that this should not. I don't think this should be the core of your piano technical practice. For one thing, it's going to drive you crazy if you do this stuff all day long. It should just be supplemental stuff. You should be doing other things as well if you're just doing pure technique, like scales, arpeggios, etudes, maybe, you know, like air training, musical progressions, things like that. So don't just make this the main thing. It's going to drive you nuts. But it's not really, it's not like real music in a way. You're not practicing music. It's like exercises. You don't want to spend all day doing exercises. And there's so much in here that it's really okay to just focus on a few. So again, that might keep you from wanting to buy the book. You know, just look online. IMSLP, by the way, that's the link. Not the link, but the website that it's stored on. So you can just stick with a few. If you get bored, you can just immediately go to another one, just anytime. Like, you'll never run out of fresh, I guess, new exercises to practice. I use the same approach when I'm reading a book. If I get bored with one book, I just read another book. I'm reading like 5 books at the same time. It works for me. Yeah, so you just immediately switch when you get bored. Or you could just practice a completely different random exercise every day. Maybe just one a day or something like that. You can fit it into your practice in a way that works for you. You can practice it again. You can. You know, one thing, you can maybe just focus only on your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so I could just practice my left hand more, right? You can do that. Or if you're left-handed, you can practice your right hand more. And then that's basically it, though. And again, just the last bit of suggestions here is that to use this very sparingly. You don't need to really do it a lot. I hope I made that clear. And also, on this piano, it's a little bit different because if I'm doing technical work like scales and arpeggios, I just press down. It's kind of not forcefully, but all the way down to the bottom key. So I'm not really doing anything musically. But if I had a better piano, one that's not so old, one that's more sensitive, if you have a good piano as well, or you know, maybe you should just do this in general. Is that practice musically, right? So if you're doing something like this, try to. Like phrasing it, use different like dynamics. And so you can come up with a lot of things to do. I mean, it's really good because the good thing, another good thing about this book is that sometimes he'll have accents on different fingers. So, you know, he will never leave a finger behind. Like, he'll put accents on every finger, so you work them out, right? Last bit of a warning here. Just again, always be careful about. I talked about this last week. Be careful about your 4th finger. Don't overdo it. And if you get to some exercises here where you're working on a 4th finger a lot, that's something to be really, really careful about.
Давай тоже порассуждаем, смотри. Давай, ну да, родней побывать, да, понятно. Ну да, да. Ну вот о себе так и говорит, родней побывать и все, да. Хорошо должна быть, мама хорошо должна быть, и все. Хорошо, да, понимаю. Да, да. Чтобы хорошо было, я, да, все, да, да. Да. Когда маме хорошо, тогда всем плохо. У нас так в семье было. Когда маме хорошо, тогда всем... ну да, наоборот, так я не понимаю, ладно, поехал. Когда все плохо. Одно против другого, то есть так не бывает. Не будешь так. Не будет так. Мама хорошо, ребенку плохо, да. Наоборот, да. Но это нет, неправда, нет, да, понимаю.
Ты и так меня, да. Да. Да, да. Должно быть тогда очень много детей. Чтобы тогда дети сами разберутся, что. Да, понимаешь, да. Езжать не было точно. Ну, совсем хорошо было когда. Было когда хорошо.
Going to go into too much detail. It's just something with anatomy. So don't overdo the fourth finger. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, but that's basically it for today's video. Just the one book if you want advanced finger independence exercises for piano. It's the only book you will ever need for the rest of your life. 2 sets if you're so inclined to go through the entire literature. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. Let me, if you try it out, let me know if it was working for you, or if it's not working for you, let me know anyway. And anyways, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend and happy practicing.
Наконец-то пришло время новогодних сюрпризов. Готовы забрать свой? На Puzzle English сейчас действуют скидки. Премиум на 5 лет стоит всего 3690 рублей. Премиум включает доступ ко всем упражнениям, урокам и курсам Puzzle English. Здесь и грамматика, и тренировки произношения, и игры на запоминание слов, и видеокурсы по методу тичера. Абсолютно все, что есть на платформе. Получите доступ к тысячам упражнений для тренировки английского языка сейчас и начните год с новых возможностей.
Я просто пошла, чтобы... Вот.